Thank you, Elizabeth. Now, February 23rd through March 1st marks National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. Here are a few statistics about eating disorders. In the U.S., 20 million women and 10 million men suffer from an eating disorder at some time in their life. And it is common for eating disorders to lead to other disorders such as OCD and substance abuse. Anorexia has the highest mortality rate of any psychiatric disorder. And for females between 15 and 25, the death rate associated with anorexia is 12 times higher than the death rate of all other causes of death. Joining me now is UNI graduate Shauna Hayslett to discuss how you can get involved here in the Cedar Valley. So thank you so much for joining me. Now, first, you guys are hosting a panel tomorrow, is that correct? Can you discuss what will be at that?
Yes, so we will be hosting an eating disorder awareness panel. So basically we will be showing some videos of real students who have suffered from an eating disorder, and they are former UNI students, and they will be talking about their experience, how they got through their eating disorder, the services that they reached out on campus. So I guess I'll go over that a little bit. We have a nurse practitioner, a health educator, and a counselor on campus for students to reach out to, and it's a whole professional team that kind of helps the student get through their eating disorder. So we'll be discussing that as well at the panel. There will be time to ask questions, and our health educator will be talking about how everyone can get involved on campus, and also talking about how to help a friend and what you can do if you may suspect that a friend has an eating disorder. So we'll be covering all of that tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Okay, and why did you guys decide to hold this event, or why did you feel it was important?
Well, National Eating Disorder Awareness Week has always been something that we try to promote at the campus at UNI. It's very important because it's very hard for people to normalize eating and make that just an everyday part of their life when people are constantly talking about calories, carbs, dieting. That can either, what people say and do can either be harmful or helpful to someone who has an eating disorder. So we really need to refrain from talking about those types of things and creating awareness that having an eating disorder is not a choice. It's a mental disorder, and it's very serious and sometimes life-threatening. So we want to make that always aware, and we have table tents, we have Facebook posts that we're doing, we have displays all over campus. Residents, life coordinators, and RAs are getting involved at the dorms and trying to create awareness. We're giving out little mirrors that talk about healthy body image that, you know, really focus on your inner beauty. So we're doing everything we can to really spread the word, as well as talk about the panel.
Okay, and you mentioned how to talk to people, or maybe some ways to possibly prevent an eating disorder, or to be aware of what those, those words mean to people. So what would you say are some good prevention things?
Yes, first I would suggest that to be a good friend, you have to, there's a lot of things that you want to refrain from saying. So first, make yourself aware of what we call fat talk. And that's using any words or talking about anything that reinforces the thin ideal, and it reinforces men and women's dissatisfaction with their bodies. So that's saying things like, I'm so fat, or do I look fat in these jeans? So trying to refrain from using those types of things and turn those thoughts into positive affirmations, and refrain from doing that around your friends. Okay. And also learning about ways to help a friend. So if you think that your friend has an eating disorder, not talking about calories, not talking about carbs, not talking about clothes, and trying to help your friend, but also be patient and non-judgmental. You don't want to force them to eat food. You don't want to force them to go get help. You don't want to go behind their back and talk about their problem with a doctor. You really have to be just patient and talk to them as a friend and be supportive.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Can you reiterate once more when the event will be tomorrow and the details of that event?
Yes. So the panel will be at 4 o'clock from 4 to 5, Schindler Education Center, room 247. And we'll be talking about how to prevent eating disorders, as well as listening to real stories from past UNI students, and there will be University Health Services available to answer questions.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Now, if you or someone you know is looking for more information about eating disorders, check out one of these options.